The proud halls of Valdar Academy are filled with applause. A voice echoes. Valdar Academy's graduation representative, Michael Foxen. Michael steps forward confidently. Hello, everyone. I'm Michael Foxen, graduate of Valdar Academy's second class. Somewhere up in the trees, a man lounges on a branch. Chris. He squints at the stage. Hard to believe that awkward kid is now giving speeches. From up here, he still looks like a talking cotton swab. But nobody else has hair that white. It's him. You've grown up, Michael, though I didn't exactly teach you anything useful. Just played the role of your homeroom teacher. He sighs. 3 years of intense roleplay beside the actual fantasy protagonist. Main quest? Complete. Time to enjoy my peaceful, slow life. Finally. Then Michael speaks again. But I owe it all to someone worthy of being called a true mentor. Professor Chris. Chris freezes. Why's my name coming up? Michael continues. If I hadn't met you, I'd never have made it this far. You never gave up on me, even when I was pathetic. You guided me, and I know you have your reasons for leaving the academy, so please, let me follow you. Chris panics. No, you're the main character. Your journey's just beginning. The world's waiting. Do you have any idea how many scouting teams came for you? But Michael isn't done. It's not just me, all of us, your students, the ones you trained. We're here for one reason. They all speak in unison. We pledge our loyalty to Chris Doan. Chris's jaw drops. What is happening right now? I'm just a powerless guy from Earth. I can't even cast a spell. Did I mess up my character setup? He starts narrating the beginning of it all. This all started right after that accident, before I ever stepped foot in Valdar. Back then, as his consciousness faded, a screen appeared in front of him. Main quest, the Earth God's wish, a new life. Accept quest. Yes? No. He stared in disbelief. What is dying? What is this? But then, a single thought rose from deep within him. I want to live. His finger moved. Yes. The moment he pressed it, his eyes shot open. He gasped. A strange room, a smiling woman in front of him. Chris Doan, you're awake. Chris blinked rapidly. Wait, she can't see the system window? What's going on? Then she said it. Mr. Chris Doan, here's your ID. He looked down. It read, Name, Chris Doan. Position, New Teacher, Valdar Academy. Wait, why is this in another language? And why can I read it? She added, Today's your first day. The entrance ceremony was already over, but since it was a train accident, Chris figured the academy would understand. Train accident, he muttered again, then turned to the lady beside him. Excuse me, can I borrow a mirror? Suddenly, a system window appeared in front of him. Main quest, the Earth God's wish. 1. Welcome. You have been reincarnated as Chris Doan, a new teacher at Valdar Academy. You will spend the next 3 years completing quests as Chris Doan. Chris blinked. I've been reincarnated? No wonder those corny isekai lines felt so natural. Valdar Academy. It hit him. That name, straight out of a fantasy novel he used to read. The Strongest Demon King Hero. A story about a weak main character who awakens as a demon bloodline heir, gains cheat powers, and crushes all enemies. Total world domination. Classic harem stuff. But that was years ago. He didn't even remember how many chapters he'd read. Also, who the hell is Chris Doan? Another system prompt popped up. A teacher must have disciples. Reach the front gate of Valdar Academy within the time limit. Reward, map of Valdar Academy. Remaining time, until midnight. Penalty, death. Chris recoiled in horror. Penalty, death? I already died once, and now I'll die again if I fail? He slammed his fist through the window. The woman beside him, unable to see anything, looked at him in shock. Mr. Chris, you need rest. Wait, who are you yelling at? The next day, Chris left the clinic early. Walking down the road, he mumbled to himself. I forced her to discharge me, but my body's still sore. Starting out broke as a new teacher sucks. Half my savings gone on medical bills. He sighed. So far, I figured out 3 things. 1, the currency is gold. 2, the academy is a half-day's walk away. And 3, I have no clue who Chris really is. Still, he wanted to try something. Status window, open. Name, Chris Doan. Fame, shut-in mage. Magic type, human, magic crystal. Strength, F, in decent shape. Agility, F, like a snail. Defense, F, wet paper. Skill, illegal players cannot use skills. What? 3 F ranks, no usable skills. I can't even use magic. And illegal? What, did I reincarnate with a pirated copy? This was bad, really bad. In this world, only monsters couldn't use magic. And he was supposed to be a teacher at the top academy on the continent?
This wasn't just dangerous. It was a death sentence. He imagined his last words. Can't use magic, but I swear I'm not a monster. Then he glanced at the timer. 23 hours, 52 minutes, 48 seconds remaining. Yeah, got it. No time to waste. This was his second life. And one stroke of luck, his fame was listed as shut-in mage. And he did have experience. Role-playing. He smirked. I once got reported for RPing too realistically in a game. That just means I was good. So he made a decision. For 3 years, I'll play the part of a mysterious, terrifyingly powerful mage who never reveals his strength. I'll survive by pretending I'm the real deal. Then, Valdar Academy's gate appeared ahead. A stone statue stood guard. It looked bored. No one had come by since the ceremony a week ago. But suddenly, it felt something. An overwhelming presence. The statue trembled, a bead of sweat forming on its carved cheek. It looked ahead and froze. A dark figure approached. Chris Doan. The aura around him, terrifying. The statue's thoughts raced. Who is this? That power. Must be a teacher. I heard one got into a train accident. Makes sense. But no, this is beyond anything I felt. That scar, black hair wild like a beast, skin pale like moonlight, sunken eyes like midnight. This is death itself. A void follows him, a heavy emptiness. Chris stopped in front of the statue and spoke calmly. To place a mere pebble like you at the academy's gate, what a disgrace. The stone gatekeeper was trembling, but still managed to speak. You there, state your name and purpose. Chris gave a cool smile. New teacher, Chris Doan. Now open the gate. The statue complied immediately, and Chris walked past with quiet confidence. But the moment he was alone, his expression changed. Phew, that was close. I really thought I was done for. At least he'd arrived on time. But now he was grinning to himself. This character setup he'd built, maybe it wasn't so bad. Totally unmotivated, but ultimately unstoppable. A lazy teacher who naps in front of students, but secretly a battle-hardened warrior. One who tosses out cold advice, guiding heroes from the shadows. And of course, a tragic backstory.
Someone dear lost by his own hands, and ever since he refused to take another student. Now he's emotionally closed off and harsh. "If you want to see my magic, get stronger first," he'd say. Yeah, this could totally work. So deep in thought, Chris didn't even notice the blood running down his forehead. The sight made him freeze. Wait, don't tell me the wound reopened from the accident? As soon as he saw the blood, a wave of dizziness hit him hard. Then a system window popped up. Quest complete. Reward, Valdar Academy Map, Part 1. Chris groaned in disbelief. Is this a joke? I don't need a map. Give me a healing item. And with this character I've created, I can't exactly limp my way to the infirmary. Just then, a student approached him from behind. "Excuse me, sir, are you all right?" Chris turned. "You're bleeding from your forehead," the boy said. "You look injured." Chris stared at him. That crest on his cheek, a cursed power. That means Michael Foxen, the protagonist. Right now, his hair was still brown, still awkward, still nervous. No sign yet of the monstrous power he'd awaken with later. But Chris knew better to drop his guard. Time to play the role. He stared down the boy. "Why are you here? Class 1's still in session. What's a new student doing here?" Michael flinched. I'm sorry," he stammered. Chris blinked. "Wait, I wasn't even talking to you. Are you crying?" He sighed. "Ugh, this is such a hassle. What class are you in?" Inside, he panicked. This is bad. I need to get him back to class fast. Suddenly, another system window appeared.
Main quest, the Earth God's Wish 2-1. Today is your thrilling first day as the new homeroom teacher for Class X. Reach the classroom on time and conduct your first lesson. Reward, Valdar Academy Map, Part 1/2, plus Monkey Keychain. Penalty, death. Time remaining, 9 minutes, 48 seconds. Chris stared in disbelief. Even with the map, I still have no clue where to go. But based on all this, he's gotta be my student. Michael, still trembling, said, "I'm in Class X. Please don't kill me." Chris pointed. "Then lead the way." "Yes, sir." Chris narrowed his eyes. "Did I stutter? I said lead the way." Michael froze in fear. Time ticked down. Not long after, Chris was seen charging through the halls, carrying Michael in his arms like a sack of potatoes. Eventually, he reached the classroom door. He set Michael down gently. Michael Foxen stood nervously at the front of the classroom, trembling. Two students sitting nearby rolled their eyes. "Whoa, Michael, chill out. Can you just walk into a room normally for once?" "Yeah," the other added, "always trying to stand out. Just sit down already." But the moment Chris Dawn stepped through the door, everything shifted. A strange heaviness blanketed the room. The noisy class fell completely silent. Chris walked up to the front desk slowly, his presence unnerving. He glanced around at the students. "Every last one of them is trash," he muttered under his breath. "This is the group I have to teach and guide. Valdar, have you lost your mind?" The students started murmuring. "Wait, did he say Valdar? Isn't that the headmaster's name? Who is that guy? He's bleeding from the head." One student calmly raised his hand. "Excuse me, but who are you? This area is off limits to unauthorized personnel." Chris recognized him immediately. Nika Tot, Class X's honor student. Michael's friend, if I remember right. "I'm Chris Dawn," he replied flatly. Nika's tone relaxed. Right. You're the one who was late because of that accident. That's why you're bleeding." Chris's expression didn't change. "Be quiet." But inside, he flinched. "I just missed my timing. Don't talk about it. It's embarrassing." He looked around the room. All right, made a strong entrance, but now I actually need to teach something to clear the quest. In reincarnation stories, don't you usually get preloaded knowledge?
Why do I know nothing? No choice. He stood up, walked to the blackboard, and confidently scribbled one word: self-study. I'll wing it with the right attitude. Michael looked up in disbelief. Chris Dawn just wrote self-study on day one? Chris slumped into the chair behind the desk, reclining like it was a nap spot, and closed his eyes. This is so pathetic. It's embarrassing. But I have to commit. Act like they're not even worth explaining things to. Did he just fall asleep? Someone whispered. First day and he's going with self-study. That's insane. Chris agreed silently. Is this even going to count as a lesson? Then a sharp voice rang out. Mr. Chris! A girl stood up, angry. If this is some sort of joke, please stop. This is in terrible taste. You didn't even show up at the entrance ceremony, and now you insult the sacred education of Valdar Academy. Chris's eyes opened. Angelina Sharif, a possible heroine candidate. The Ice Princess, they called her. Duke's daughter, at least on paper. Most of these kids are nobles. This probably feels unbearable to her. It'll cause problems later, but right now, as Chris Dawn, this is all I can say. He looked straight at her. If you're unhappy, then leave. Her eyes widened in shock. You didn't hear me? He said coldly. I said, if you're not satisfied, then get lost. Angelina Sharif. I'm sorry, Angelina, he thought. Forgive me for being the kind of teacher who can only say things like this to a former student. Angelina's jaw clenched. What did you just say?
Chris didn't blink. Don't make me repeat myself. If you don't like my class, get out. Her teeth ground together in rage. I have no interest in learning from someone like you. Michael tried to stop her. Angelina, come on. Leaving the class over this? She shot him a look. With your abilities, I doubt you could keep up with any lesson anyway. I don't have time to waste on a worthless teacher. Her words lit a fire among the students. More stood up, following her lead and exiting the room one after another. Chris sat motionless, watching his class trickle out. I figured this would happen. They're all proud nobles. How many will even stick around in the end? I prepared myself for this, but still, if I get fired, what then? All I can do now is trust the headmaster to have my back. Suddenly, the system window blinked open. Quest cleared. Reward, Valdar Academy map part 2/4 plus monkey keychain. Chris let out a breath. For now, I survived. Chris glanced around the nearly empty classroom. Oh, only the main cast stuck around. Michael, the protagonist, Nika, the honor student, and two girls, Dulce, the sharp-tongued twin-tailed one, and Belle, the gentle healer type. One more hadn't shown up yet. I'll introduce her later. Now it was time to act like a true mentor. Chris stood tall and said, "Teach magic half-heartedly, and people die." The words hit like a thunderclap. Every student froze. Chris continued, "That's why Valdar Academy is a training ground for killers. Give a deadly weapon to someone who can't control their own mana, and it won't be them who dies, it'll be someone else. Calling it an accident or a mistake, that's just sugarcoating reality. So, do you have the resolve to carry that weight?" Silence. Not one student could respond. Without another word, Chris walked out. Later, leaning against a wall outside, he let out a long laugh. I think my lifespan just shortened by 10 years. Playing a character whose life literally depends on their performance? Now that's hardcore. He sighed. I need to adjust to this new reality fast. Oh, right, that monkey keychain I got as a reward. He pulled it out and blinked. What the heck? This thing's adorable. Personally, I love it. But if Chris Doan walks around with this, it'll wreck the whole vibe.
Curious, he wondered if it had any effects. Right on cue, a system window popped up. Equip item, monkey keychain. Once equipped, cannot be removed for 5 minutes. Choose wisely. Chris squinted. So I won't know what it does unless I equip it? He clicked yes. You equipped monkey keychain. Agility increases by 1 rank. F, snail, to E, big bro snail. Chris lit up. A full rank boost to agility? Cheat item confirmed. If I keep it tucked under my clothes, I'm golden. Higher agility equals better offense and dodging. Another system message followed. Note, while equipped, speech may become quicker key. Chris blinked. Huh? What did you just say? Are you implying I'm a monkey? Chris would never talk like that. Someone had been watching. A quiet voice said, Chris, don't? Chris froze. He turned to see Angelina standing behind him. Why are you here? He asked, sharp and calm. Angelina stopped in her tracks. She couldn't move. Crap, Chris thought. I should have used stealth. Angelina stared at him. The moment those reaper-like eyes locked on, my mouth opened reflexively. No excuse will work on this man, not even the Sharif name. She was used to people like this, cold, powerful, and detached. That look, that scorn, I've seen it enough to last a lifetime. But Chris said nothing, just stared. Angelina couldn't take it. You saw me, didn't you? She asked. She didn't wait for his reply. I won't deny it. I know it was wrong. I'm sorry. I'll accept the punishment. Her thoughts were heavier than her words. Maybe it's good he caught me. He won't let this slide anyway. Even if it ruins my reputation, maybe this will finally let me give everything up and be free. But then, Chris raised a hand and gently tapped her forehead. Pathetic kid, he muttered. Angelina flinched. What? That look. It wasn't scolding. It wasn't anger. It was like he saw someone else. Someone who made the same mistakes. Someone who suffered. Trying to numb the pain through reckless behavior? It's foolish. That regret, that gaze that sees old scars and new wounds? He's like me, human. So, he's not just some tyrant after all. As Chris turned to leave, Angelina's gaze dropped to the monkey keychain swinging by his side. She blinked, surprised. That doll, it doesn't match him at all. He must have gotten it from someone important. Or maybe it's a keepsake. Her eyes softened. I'm sorry for bringing up something painful, and for acting like such a child. Chris, meanwhile, had his own thoughts. Wait a minute. Enforcing a no-smoking rule? That doesn't fit her character at all. He paused. Wait, did she notice the monkey keychain? A little later, back in the classroom, Angelina quietly walked in and sat down. Chris glanced at her, stunned. She came back? Angelina looked away and muttered, Don't get the wrong idea. I was just curious about Belfusia's healing magic. That's all. Nika lit up. So now Class X has me, Nika Tat, Michael, Dulce, Belle, and Angelina. That's 5. Like a small elite unit. So cool. Chris sighed internally. Yeah, the rest of the students all submitted transfer requests, of course. Dulce smirked, tossing her twin tails. I wanted to show those useless extras what we're made of, right, Michael? Chris noted her sharp energy. As expected of Dulce, a proper little devil heroine type. Belle gently scolded. Dulce, don't tease Michael. The professor is about to begin. She turned to Chris. What's today's lesson, Professor? Chris hesitated. Guess it's time. If I could avoid this, I would. But he cleared his throat and announced, Today's lesson is field training. A system alert flashed. Main quest, Earth God's Wish 2-3. First real tracking mission. Take Class X to Vinit Plains and slay monsters. Reward, Valdar Map 3-4. Rusted Sword. Penalty, Death. Monsters defeated 0/50. Time remaining 24 hours. The scene cut to a bright, beautiful field. A teleportation circle glowed as Chris and the students arrived on the Vinnet Plains. Angelina looked around in awe. So this is where the field training takes place. Nika sparkled with admiration. Professor, you're amazing! We haven't even gotten weapons yet, and you're already using teleportation magic. Chris blanked. No, that wasn't me. 1 second we were in class, and now we're here? He frowned. Spatial magic at this level? Students can't do that. Dulce suddenly pointed upward. Wait, there's a shadow above the professor's head. The group stiffened. That means we were summoned here by someone else. Just then, thud, horned rabbits appeared behind Chris. A system message flashed. Teleportation by unknown party confirmed. You have arrived at the designated location. Chris's eyes darted. We were pulled here by someone else? Dulce shouted, It's a horned rabbit! Angelina's voice turned sharp. Professor, there's a boss monster right behind you. Chris slowly turned and froze. I'm gonna die. A system timer appeared. Time remaining 23 hours, 59 minutes. Monsters defeated 0/50. 2 dangerous monsters and 1 terrifying boss were right in front of him. Chris gulped. Okay, get a grip. You're Chris Doan now. What would he do? He wouldn't even flinch. He'd use this as a chance to test the students. Chris suddenly shouted, You fools! Have you already forgotten why we're here? Angelina gasped. Wait, what? You expect us to train in this situation? Do you even know what's behind us? But Nika's eyes lit up. Oh, I get it now. Professor's taking the boss monster. We just need to handle the smaller ones. Chris beamed internally. What a model student. He just saved my whole image with that perfect assumption. Dulce cracked her knuckles. So, we're just on minion cleanup duty? Got it.
Angelina hesitated, glancing at Chris's calm face, then firmed her grip. Understood. You must have a plan. I believe you wouldn't put us in danger without a reason. She pulled out her spear, ready for battle. Angelina charged forward, her spear gleaming as she struck the first horned rabbit. Belle immediately followed up, raising her hand. I'll handle support. If anyone gets hurt, I'll heal you right away, she shouted. Michael began gathering fire in his palms, conjuring his fire magic with burning resolve. Chris watched the scene, proud. Great job, everyone. Just as expected from the main cast. The heroes and their companions, it's all going smoothly. Together, the students moved in sync, defeating the monsters one by one. The quest counter ticked upward. Everything was going according to plan, until a drop of warm slime hit Chris's shoulder. He froze. Slowly turning his head, his eyes widened in horror. Right behind him stood the boss, a massive 3-horned rabbit. Chris swallowed hard. Crap, I forgot about him. Fear surged. Honestly, I'd rather just pass out before the pain even hits. No, too early to give up. Even if I get eaten, there's still a chance I survive. If I fail the quest, I'm dead for real. Better to go out trying than wait for death. The 3-horned rabbit lunged and swallowed Chris whole. Michael's eyes went wide. Professor! Shock crushed him. He stood frozen as the image of Chris being devoured replayed in his mind. No, not again. Right before my eyes, someone died. Again. Is it because I'm weak? Because I can't even beat a single monster? Is this all my fault? Belle grabbed his shoulder, trying to stop him. Michael, don't! He tore away. Let go, Belle. He's still there. Belle's voice trembled. It's too late. The professor sacrificed himself to save us. When monsters get full, they slow down. No, you're wrong, Michael cried. You're a healer, right? You can still save him. We can save him. I'm sorry, Michael.
Michael's mind spiraled into memory. He remembered the day he had begged Chris, trembling. I know I have no right to say this, but I want to be strong. I want to carry it all, no matter what it takes. He's going to laugh at me, Michael had thought. But Chris had only smiled. You'll become strong, Michael. Tears spilled from Michael's eyes. He was the only one who ever said that to me. No one else ever believed in me. Dulce growled, "Let's fight our way out. It's better than sitting around doing nothing." Michael clenched his fists. "That's why I want to give everything I have today. You all are what it means to be strong. Me? I'm just a burden. I should have been the one eaten." His thoughts spiraled darker. It wasn't the professor or Mom who should have died. Then, an echo from within. A chilling voice whispered, "It should have been you." A shadow loomed inside him. "You want power, don't you, Michael? Take my hand. Let us become one." A sinister grin curled within his mind. It was me. Just as the demon inside him began to take over, a voice cut through the chaos. "Everyone, stop!" The students turned. There he was, Chris Doan, covered in blood, standing tall. Behind him, the massive corpse of the three-horned rabbit lay still, dead. Chris looked around with sharp eyes. "Why are you all panicking? Can't you see? Monsters are still swarming us." The counter ticked up. Monsters defeated, 27 out of 50. The quest was already halfway done.